From curse mobs to nightmare fuel, here are 30 textures that Minecraft needs to add. Minecraft's biggest problem is that the Ender Dragon doesn't look like a dragon at all. So we're gonna be fixing that with Ender Dragon Revamped. This texture pack transforms him from a harmless lizard to an actual terrifying dragon. Combine this with these enhanced bus bars and your pants are gonna be going from blue to brown real quick. Someone help! There's hot singles in my area! If you want to have the same problem as me, this pack allows you to change that awful, boring message as you go to bed.
You can't sleep yet. There are monsters nearby.
Get out of here! Looking at the textures for crops and flowers makes me want to throw up. I mean, why even use sprites and 2D models in 2024? Instead, Mojang should have taken a page out of 3D Tomatoes' book. Not only does this pack use much better models, you can even see the tomatoes at each stage of their growth. This is the Minecraft Trails and Tales trailer, and this is normal Minecraft. Yeah, this sucks. But we can fix this by using the Bare Bones pack. This just seems to bring everything to life, and we can make it even better by using the nostalgia shaders. I guess I won't be needing to bleach my eyes now. But there's one more pack that we can add to make this even better than the trailer. I'm talking about Simple Hotbar, which changes all the vanilla hunger bars, hearts, and even the UI boxes. Moving on to one of Minecraft's most important items, cakes! According to the way cake disappears in the game, it's clear that good old Steve is eating it vertically. This is clearly game-breaking and ruins my immersion. Mojang should have used better cake slices instead, which makes the cake disappear chunk by chunk instead. Finally, the game is playable! One of the most poor decisions was to make every single enchantment book look the same. Look at all these books! I bet you can't even tell the difference. However, using visual enchantments not only adds these sick animations to each book, but it also applies the same animations to whatever you enchant. Now this is something that should have been in the game for years. If everything in Minecraft is a cube, it only makes sense that the sun and moon should be too. While Notch made them into squares in an old version of the game, we can take this one step further by using the cubic moon and sun packs. This makes it so that your world's day and night cycles are controlled by these massive cubes, although you don't want to look at them directly. Ah! My eyes! I can proudly say that I've never been scared of mobs in Minecraft, but this kind of pride goes down the drain after using Gray's mob overhaul. The simple texture pack makes every mob look like a Frankenstein creation, from the skeletons to the zombies to striders to the wither. Every single mob is gonna force you to either take a quick trip to the washroom or just set your monitor on fire. Did I also mention that creepers actually look creepy now instead of looking like snot balls? While Gray's mob overhaul is horrifying, we can upgrade that to trauma-inducing by using spawn animations. Instead of appearing out of thin air like they usually do, mobs now dig themselves out of the ground. Even though this is scary, making mobs scarier than they are right now is something that Mojang should have added to the game long ago. The current textures for leaves look as bad as a bald man sticking chunks of hair on his head. Yeah, it's disgusting. However, better leaves can fight this absolute tragedy by making the leaves look like, well, actual leaves by adding depth to each individual part of the leaf block. It was this simple? The nether portal Mojang designed just feels empty. By that, I mean it's like someone threw up a purple poster. However, we can see its true potential by using the mystic nether portal. Not only does this give a massive texture overhaul, but also adds these ancient letters into the portal animations itself. Fun fact, the symbols you see are the actual letters that Minecraft uses throughout the game, the standard galactic alphabet. But that's not even the best part. Your portal can be green, orange, or even red, depending on whether or not you use traditional texture packs. Have you ever noticed how item drops in Minecraft are always vertical? I'm no Einstein, but how can a piece of armor stay upright? Well, item physics makes this much more realistic by making all items drop horizontal. Not only that, it also manipulates how items lay on the ground to trick you into thinking that they are actually in contact with the blocks below them. I love playing Minecraft for realism. Brewing charts will be the end of me! Why couldn't the devs have just told us what potion each item makes? Kind of like what Alchemy Helper does by adding what kind of potion will be made if you brew an item. This even goes as far as adding extra information to flowers to make it easier to craft suspicious stews. If you're a psycho and actually play Bedrock, this chunk visualizer is the only thing that can keep you sane. Not only that, it even displays the coordinates without having to bring up this ugly menu that takes up half the screen.
But Mallow, can't we just use the F3 shortcut?
Stop! Bedrock players aren't allowed an opinion! Imagine if Minecraft had a setting where you can make all the utility tweaks you ever needed. Better textures, a real-time clock, a coordinate HUD, everything! That's why Vanilla Tweaks is the most overpowered mod to exist in the game. This is the ultimate all-in-one pack that allows you to modify any texture and download utility within seconds. Most importantly, you can rehaul the way your entire game looks with tons of block textures. Look at my massive crop field! Can you even tell which of these are ready to be harvested? Yeah, not even Herobrine would be able to do that. Fortunately though, easy farm can be outlining fully grown crops in white. This is especially useful for nether warts because they all look the same for God's sake! Mobs in Minecraft just seem to plop over as they die, and this is awfully boring! Something like torturable health bars is far better. The warden loses an ear. The enderman starts looking like he went through war, and jaws for skeletons fall off. Fleshier mobs like the zombie and husk lose parts of their head. Wait, this game just became PG-18? Let's take torturable health bars a step further by using Strizen's health bars. Although having each mob display their health feels like it's cheating, it's an awesome addition for newer players and could even potentially save you from unaliving a villager or two. Let's use X-Ray! Wait, hear me out. There are tons of illegitimate ways to get X-Ray in the game, but using X-Ray Ultimate is completely okay if you intend to use it in a single-player world. This can be super useful if you're looking for something like ancient debris or emeralds, but are the world's unluckiest player. But this is only for noobs. I haven't used it at all. What else was I supposed to do? Maybe the wrong banner patterns has driven me insane. I wish I'd known about banner pattern clarity much earlier. This allows you to see small symbols on banners or you put them in a loom to ensure that you don't end up wasting resources. I've missed diamonds hundreds of times at this point, all because this game is way too dark. However, Mining Helper is one of the most OP textures to exist, since it gives every ore a glow-in-the-dark effect. I'm never missing an ore after this. Mojang missed out on one of the best jokes of the century by not making suspicious sand sus. Additionally, since this pack gives sus blocks such a unique texture, it's impossible to miss them, unless there's an imposter. If you haven't used Zali's potions yet, you're missing out on one of the greatest textures of all time. This gives every kind of potion its own unique texture, and also works for both lingering and splash potions. Mojang, you need to take notes. You might have heard of Faithful, but have you ever used Kingdoms? This is one of the craziest texture packs to ever exist, as it completely overhauls the game to a medieval fantasy version of Minecraft. From the UI to the animals to even the nether, the creators of this pack have missed nothing. Hell, take a look at the Striders and I guarantee you won't be sleeping for a few days. This is a must-try. Bow charge animations are straight up boring! Mojang should have done something similar to this bow charger pack instead. This changes the color of the bow as it begins to charge from red to green once fully charged. Nothing hits harder than losing a bow contest to a skeleton. One of the most annoying things is this disgusting overlay once you put on a pumpkin. Luckily for us though, we can fix this easily by using this no pumpkin overlay. With that overlay gone, you can finally see! It's like wearing glasses all over again. Waterless glass is something that we would never have to download. Just look at the difference with and without this pack. It's crazy. The best part is that you don't even need Optifine to run this. Finally, my OCD is fixed. What do you think of when I say degrading tools? No, we aren't going to be yelling at them. This pack makes tools lose parts of their UI models as you use them. This works even for something like the flint and steel. It's a small change, but makes a world of difference. There's only one thing worse than being on fire, not being able to see because of these god-awful textures. Who the hell thought it would be a good idea to make the fire cover half of my screen? If you're tired of this too, you need to try Ryan's lower fire. This drastically reduces the amount of space that the flames take up on your screen. What it doesn't change, however, is that it's still on fire. Wait! Subscribe quickly before I get banned!